Uh, yeah. Do 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 do. What up? How y'all doing? Gonna have a small little conversation, and I think that it's really important that this conversation is had. So, some people might think that this is going to be, might sound like or feel like an attack, but this conversation is very important and needs to be had. So, this is nothing personal, but I need to make sure we have this conversation because it's super important. So I'm gonna give a couple minutes for people to come in. What up, Abyss? How you doing, brother? For everybody that give me a second, I'm gonna do something real quick, but I'm gonna talk still, so just hear me out. If you are on Periscope or YouTube right now and are listening to this conversation, but you want to be involved and you want to have this conversation or join into this conversation, go on to Haps. What's up, Heavenly? How you doing? Go on to haps.tv, make an account, or download the Haps app and make a profile. Come into my room. Izzy High, IZZYHIGH. It's very, very important. And I know this is going to be a touchy topic to some people, but it's important that we have this conversation. It's real, real, real important. All right? I apologize. I'm trying to put this out of my hand, so I'm trying to put this up. Sorry. All right. Boom. There we go. Much better. Much better. Much better. Woo! Yeah, buddy. All right, man. Can y'all hear me all right? Is everything good? Let me know. Let me know if everything is good, if y'all can hear me. No matter what you on. Oh. All right, man. So, the conversation tonight, and I know we're going to do a show tomorrow, but I think it's really important that I talk about this shit tonight. It's been bugging me and bugging me and bugging me because there's a, saw your title and thought of Natasha Harlins. Yeah, yeah. And we're going to get into that because we're going to talk about the history. And we're going to talk about a lot of things tonight that's going to be hard to swallow. So first off, before I start, let me start off by saying this. This is not an attack on Asian individuals tonight. The conversation we're going to have tonight is not an attack on Asian individuals, but what this is going to be a very real conversation on things that need to be talked about. Okay? And right now, what we have is we have an influx of a lot of people making claims of black folks committing hate crimes. And this is a misnomer. There have been a fucking attacks. But we're gonna go through them. All right, we're gonna go through them. All right. As long as everybody, if you can't hear me, let me know that you can't hear me, and I will fix everything. But if you can hear me, I'm just gonna keep on going. I'm gonna get on with it. Tonight I'm drinking some Crown Royal. Drinking on a little bit of Crown Royal. Apple, actually. What's up, Shatira? How you doing? Drinking on some Crown Royal Apple right now. Got some Lace 434 playing in the background, so go check out Lace 434 on YouTube. Gotta give big ups to this brother, always doing his thing. Got some tight beats, so if you in the music, man, go fuck with your boy. Lace 434 on YouTube. All right, now that all of that is out of the way, I'm in California, and there is something that's starting to happen in California that is going to start going to becoming bigger and bigger, and you're going to start hearing about this a lot more. And what it is you're going to start hearing a lot of upticks about hate crimes being committed against Asian folks. Okay? Not any particular kind of Asian, just Asian folks in general. And I want people to understand that this narrative is just blatantly false. And the narrative is a narrative that's been trying to be pushed for a long, long time. This narrative is a narrative that's pretty common in both the Black and Asian communities. But people are actually going out of their way right now to somehow legitimize this idea that Black folks are racially attacking. Let me turn this down a little bit. That are racially attacking Asian folks. And I want people to understand that this narrative is false. It's not true. Now let's just kind of start where this all started from, okay? Last week or so, we've been seeing some videos come out of Black folks attacking elderly Asian people, okay? And I'm going to pull this up, all right? And this young gentleman right here, he's not young, he's 29 years old, but this gentleman right here, oops, this is the article right here. Hopefully you guys can see his face. All right. He was accused of pushing over and attacking 3 people. They were elderly. And then before that, there was some other younger folks from the Oakland area who, from the video that we seen, the video was he was running across the street and he basically tackled elderly Asian gentleman, and unfortunately the Asian gentleman lost his life. Okay, now let me make sure y'all understand that I am not trying to justify these attacks in any way. I don't agree with these attacks in any way, but I am going to give you facts about this shit, okay? Because the narrative has been turning into Black folks are targeting Asian people because they're Asian, okay? And I'm going to have to push back on this narrative. All right. So, they're starting to do these articles a lot. Okay, so this article by People, this is a national publication, says man charged after series of attacks on elderly people in Oakland's Chinatown district. Okay, and this gentleman by the name of Yahya Muslim, age 28, was charged with 3 counts of assault with force likely to produce great bodily injury on one count of elder or dependent adult abuse. Okay? Again, what he did was he went into Chinatown, into the Bay Area, went into the Chinatown, and he pushed down an older gentleman, and he pushed him down right on his face. I'm actually looking for it real quick. I want to actually pull it up, and I want y'all to be able to see this. Okay? Hang him. Why would you say hang him? Why exactly would you say hang him? I'm a little taken aback. Actually, I'm not taken aback by that. But why would you say hang him? Explain that to me, please. Why pull this up? Yeah, that is a very interesting thing to say. That's very interesting. Why would you say hang him? And if you're on if you're on Periscope, please jump on the hats. I'll let you come up. I'll let you come up and we can have a conversation, which is easier. Right? Right. There are a lot of different options. And the first option that Tennessee Girl came with was hang him. Hang him. Rena, I don't know if you're in here, but I see someone added you. Hello, Rena. How you doing? Hope you're doing well, beautiful. Out of all of the options that we had in here, Tennessee Girl, and you're being really quiet right now. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a legit question. Why would the first thing that you would say is hang him? If Tennessee Girl is no longer in Periscope Abyss, let me know so I don't wait. You got some violent advocates. I mean, absolutely. Clearly we do. Clearly we do. Because, and the reason why I actually don't mind that they have this attitude, but I want to make sure people understand this shit. She's a cowgirl. Makes sense. All right, makes sense. All right, so check this out, everybody. So the narrative that's being pushed right now is that Asian folks are being singled out and attacked. They're on the wrong side. On the level of they're on the wrong side of hate attacks and racist attacks, quote unquote racist talk speech, things of that nature. If you haven't heard about it, make sure you either look for it or make sure you keep an eye out for it, because this is going to become a narrative that's going to get really big real soon. I promise you. If you haven't already heard about it, you will. I promise. Okay? And they're going to primarily spawn off of two really big attacks. And one of them is the gentleman that I just talked about just recently. His name was Yahya Muslim. This gentleman that I showed you guys already. Okay? Right there. Yahya Muslim. Now, the thing about it is this gentleman is most likely not a foundational Black American. So the first things first, you're not going to find too many foundational Black Americans going around and doing this type of shit. That's number one. As far as in any kind of hate spectrum, racist spectrum, things of that nature. We're going to get down to breaking these down in a second. But the fact of the matter is what they're trying to say is that this dude right here pushed down three elderly individuals, and they tried to claim that it was a racist attack. They also said that another gentleman who was, I believe, something like 91 years old, who was pushed into the wall, crashed down to the ground. He died from his injuries. He was killed. They are claiming this is also a racist attack. And we're going to go over a few things real quick. So, this gentleman actually didn't just push this older gentleman. He actually ended up pushing three gentlemen. And they're trying to say that this is a racist attack, yet he has not been charged with any kind of hate crime right now, but there's reasons behind that. Okay? Two of the individuals in which he pushed over were Asian. One of them was a Latino individual with the last name Diaz. Okay? Which shows that this isn't a racist attack. Nor did he speak to these people in any way, shape, or form, nor does he have any history of just specifically attacking or assaulting Asian individuals. The fact of the matter is the dude is actually, he has some mental issues. And he has been charged with assaults before, and he has a history of assaulting just anyone. For that, he has two previous assault charges too. There was no, it's time for war, homie. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know nothing about all that, bro. Like you came in here on some other shit. So we not talking about that right now. We talking about something else. The other two gentlemen, that the older Asian gentleman who passed, this was, I believe, done by one or two people. Well, one person actually did it, but it was supposedly two or three people in a group that kind of egged it on. Again, they haven't been charged with hate crime either, because he wasn't targeted because he was Asian. He was targeted because he was an old man alone in an area and kids was just being stupid and violent. Okay? And I want to read some of this because I want y'all to pay attention to the kind of wording that these people are using. Okay? All right. Muslim was booked into the Santa Rita jail in Dublin, California on February 1st. Online jail records show the charges unrelated to the January 31st attack. His bail is set at $85,000. It's not clear if he has legal representation at this time. He's going to clearly get a public defender. A lot of people gave this a lot of press. Actor Daniel Wu, along with Daniel Dae Kim, offered a $25,000 reward for information leading to to a suspect in the January 31st assaults. Spoke at a press conference on Monday about the rise of attacks against Asians in the U.S. over the past year. Quote, racist rhetoric from the pandemic have targeted us as being the reason for the coronavirus, Wu said, according to the ABC News. And so Asians across the board have been targeted, been pushed, attacked, spat on outside of San Francisco, in Los Angeles, and in New York. These incidences are happening all over the country. Going back to this story, on January 31st, 3 elderly people were attacked on Oakland's Chinatown district, including a 91-year-old man who suffered lacerations, abrasions, and a contusion to the left thumb. Okay? A probable cause for arrest warrant obtained by people said the attack of the man went viral online, and it was cited by both Kim and Wu in Instagram posts last week. The other 2 victims included a 60-year-old man and a 55-year-old woman, Oakland police previously said. One of those people were Asian, and one of those people was Latino. We recognize that some in our community have come to Chinatown to target people. We know that they target our elderly. They come because they believe our community won't report it to the police, said Oakland Police Chief Lerone Armstrong at Monday's press conference. Alameda County District Attorney Nancy O'Malley said at the press conference that a special response unit has been created to focus on crimes against Asians. Okay? Now, when you go to this, you actually have another link. And I want to point this out because this is another title, and I want y'all to pay attention to this because this is what we're getting into. And I hope you guys can see it, but I'm going to read it for you just in case. This is also in People magazine, but we're going to get to other copies too. It says, racist attacks against Asians continue to rise as the coronavirus threat grows. Again, the key word in that is racist attacks. What's up, Bay? How you doing? Racist attacks against Asians. Keep that in mind. Okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over the facts. And the facts don't agree with that statement, that claim. Okay? The facts in which they're trying to narrate the facts do not agree with what they're saying. Okay? And we're going to get into it. All right? Now, have you heard of what they are saying about Pat? People on have accused him for being a scammer. No. How's Pat a scammer? I'm not talking about Pat right now. I haven't heard of that. So no. But we're not talking about that right now. Okay? Let me read a little bit of this article. As with any pandemic, people have been on high alert, postponing travel plans and practicing social distancing and trying to prevent themselves from contracting the virus. But as more cases are reported each day, more misinformation and widespread panic have contributed to racially motivated attacks on the people of Asian descent or anyone who looks East Asian. Cheers. Hate Crime Task Force has been responding to calls, and social media users have been posting videos and tweeting stories of attacks, both verbal and physical. They have been posted online to try to find perpetrators who have been targeting Asians. Okay? Here's one. New York NYPD and the Hate Crime Task Force encouraged the victims to report this incident to the people of the police for a full investigation. Chinese woman gets attacked for wearing masks in New York City. Okay? And I'm actually going to I'm actually going to. Hold on real quick. I want to start this shit all over again. All right. So I want you to watch this shit. And I apologize I'm not on my computer because I didn't feel like being on my computer today, but I'm going to fucking play it anyway. All right? As an Asian person, all right. So again, what you just saw, you don't really know because it's like a 2-second video. It was an Asian dude who, for some odd reason, was running around the corner into this area where somebody else was coming down. And it looked like a black person. And the black person just kind of started going off on him again. And then he was like, don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Okay. Now, look, I don't know if that's a racist attack because there's nothing else to the story. There's a claim that is made by the Asian guy. That's it. And are we supposed to just take his word for it? Well, no, we're not. Was he attacked? Possibly. Was now the claim, it says Chinese woman gets attacked for wearing a mask in NYC. How do I know that to be true? I actually just seen a video that fucking said Dave Chappelle got fucking arrested in Las Vegas, but he didn't really get arrested in Las Vegas. Okay? It's a claim. That's it. Nobody knows if it's true. There isn't a full story about this. But people are outraged. Okay? People, and then they go on with the article and it says people are also using the hashtag, which translates to "I am not a virus" in French, to share their own stories and rally for support online. Basically, Asian people are saying hashtag "I am not the virus," or hashtag Asian Lives Matter, or hashtag Asians are human. Okay? They go on and watch this. I want y'all to pay attention to this. It says this is one of the stories. Actually, I'm going to go back to this story because all the rest of these stories are all about black folks. Okay, a man pours unknown substance on a woman who is now who now has chemical burns on her face and body. Right, I know. A 39-year-old woman, Asian woman, she was attacked on the Sunset Park neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York, and when she was taking out her garbage. The man was outside of the apartment. He doused her with an unknown substance. They gave her chemical burns on her face, neck, shoulder, and back. Okay? And actually, you actually see, this is the video for that one too. He's just sitting there. And right there is when he tossed something on this lady. Now, what's so funny is they're acting as if this is a black dude. You can't see this guy. Has a mask on, gloves on, sitting down. I personally don't see him being a black dude. It doesn't match. But they're trying to kind of they're saying that they did not get a description of the dude, but they're inferring that he's black. Okay. Another one. And then what starts to happen, the chemical burn was a black perpetrator. That doesn't sound like us. No, they're trying to infer that it was a black man. They don't have a description, and it says it even in the article. There was no description. Okay? Now, so far I've told you about 3 cases. 3. The black man that fucking ran and knocked over an elderly Asian man in Oakland, San Francisco. He died. Another dude the original dude that I told you guys about, the Yahya Muslim gentleman who most likely had mental issues and attacked multiple people, and they weren't just Asian people. And then this gentleman right here, whoever this dude is, okay, piece of shit, whatever. Okay, now this is where this shit starts getting funny, and I want y'all to pay attention. The next case is this. Teen stabs 3 members of an Asian American family, including a 2- and 6-year-old in Texas. Jose L. Gomez, 19, attempted to murder 3 members of an Asian American family, including 2 toddlers, at a Sam's Club in Midland, Texas, according to federal authorities by the Daily Beast. Gomez is a Sam's Club employee who confessed to the authorities that he had tried to kill the family because, quote, he thought the family was Chinese and infecting people with the coronavirus. Pay attention to that. Keep that in your head. According to the FBI analysis report obtained by ABC News, Gomez is now facing several charges, including 3 counts of attempted capital murder and 1 count of aggravated assault for his March 14, 2020 crime. He is currently being held on several bonds totaling $1 million. Okay? This is a Mexican gentleman in Texas. This is not black folks. This is not black folks. I want to point that out. The next story that they keep on trying to make, and this is a People article talking about the spike in Asians being attacked in America, not anywhere else. They're talking about America, but this is what they did. They added 2 University of Melbourne students attacked and told, "We're going to kill you in Australia." 2 students claimed they saw a group of young women yelling, "Get out of our country," to other people that they were walking approximately at 5:30 p.m., April 15, 2020. It wasn't directed at us, but when they made eye contact and they started saying it to us, one of the students told 10 Daily. Both women have declined to give their names for fear of retaliation, according to the Australian outlet. But they are from countries in Southeastern Asia. So 2 Asian people got attacked in Australia. Again, Australia doesn't have a large fucking body of black folks. But again, they're trying to wrap that into the attacks that are going on in America. It's not. Sorry. Okay? And they were done by white people. Next one is a gentleman who was actually beat up, right? He was beat up. I'm going to show you his picture. I think it's only right to show you what they did because these are white folks doing this shit. But black folks are starting to get the blame for this shit. This is a picture of another Asian that was attacked in Australia. Let's talk money. What's up? Then this is two Asian people that were beat up in London by a mob of white folks in London over people saying they're bringing in the coronavirus. Okay? I actually looked this case up. And these two white gentlemen are the so-called perpetrators. Okay? Here's another case in London. Right here. London man mugged and left with a broken nose as attacker filmed and yelled coronavirus repeatedly. This is in London. All right. I got a lot of these and shit. Okay. Here's another one. Cleveland woman gets denied by Airbnb host because local health advisories. Asian female denied an Airbnb. She says it's because she's Asian and the coronavirus. That was also a white woman. Okay? There's a reason why I'm going through all of these. Right, exactly. No, Abyss, I was going to bring that up, but you're absolutely right on that. Same with in the UK, same in London, same in Texas, same, like we're going to get into that. All right? So, what we have is a total of 2 crimes that people don't really know why the people actually committed the crimes, because the black folks who committed the 2 crimes that were heinous and they were fucking disgusting, by no stretch of the imagination am I trying to justify these dudes for doing what they did, because it was disgusting what they did. And one of the older gentlemen actually lost his life. But neither one of the black folks that did these crimes were charged with hate crimes. There's a reason, because they don't think it was a hate crime. Why? Because one of them had a mental problem, and the other one, there was no sign that was a hate crime. It was a crime of opportunity, targeting of an older gentleman. Didn't matter if that older gentleman would have been white, black, Asian, Mexican. It didn't matter. They was going to attack somebody that was smaller than them. It was an assault. That's it. An assault. Okay? Now, I say that to say this. Okay? And I'm going to show you. Because of the way that they talk about this, they keep on talking about these people are being targeted. And if you read, I got like 4 different articles on Facebook right now. You can go check them out. Okay? Watch this. Citizens patrol California's Chinatown after unprovoked attack. Okay? And they're trying to say that they've had they're talking about this article right here, and I'm going to show it to you guys again. It's a Fox article. Fox. And I'm going to be showing all of this shit tomorrow when I do my show too. Okay. And it's Fox News. It's called Citizens Patrol California's Chinatown After Unprovoked Attacks. Again, the loosely formed citizen patrols began earlier this week after several high-profile cases, including, and listen to this, including an attack on a 91-year-old man who was assaulted out on the street. The attacks have been inflicted primarily on the neighborhood's Asian community. A trucker from San Jose who is leading one of the volunteer patrols said, "We're all in this fight together. Stop all of the racism. I'm here in Chinatown for the people." Okay? A woman by the name of Kelly Means also joined in his effort. Told the station she sympathizes with people being targeted because he also comes from an immigrant family. "I feel the pain. My mother being robbed on a bus. My auntie being beat and robbed for her necklace," Means said. The report comes after the Alameda District Attorney on Monday announced the 3 assault charges against Yahya Muslim. Again, the black dude that we were talking about earlier. All right. Oakland's Chinatown and the city at large have experienced an uptick in crime in recent months that many say was brought on by the economic impact of the epidemic, as well as the city's move to strip the police department's budget. Again, pushing the narrative that because they're talking about defunding the police, they're being attacked. And it was all a plan. It was a plan by black folks to defund the police so they couldn't go into Chinatown and motherfucking protect the Chinese people in Chinatown. Can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. I feel you. Drink up, drink up. Okay? Can't make this shit up. All right? Another article. Okay? Nine Asian businesses have had their windows smashed in the last 2 weeks in Oregon. They claim it's racism also. Okay? So, I want y'all to pay attention to this. All right? Now we're going to get into this shit in the peer review and shit. But I'm also going to go to a Twitter. Okay? So give me a second. Let me pull up this Twitter. All right? All right. So, let me see. Is that it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Let me see. This is one of the articles that's on there. It's called So you want to talk about hate crimes against the Asian community. Since the beginning of COVID-19 pandemic, there has been a heightened racism towards the Asian community. Much of the rhetoric stems from the racist notions that it's the blame of the Asian community for the pandemic. Between just March and June of 2020, there were more than 2,100 anti-Asian hate crimes. Keep that in mind. I know. Yeah, you right, Abyss. But check this out. This isn't just them. I'm going to show you. This narrative is actually being pushed by Asian people. And that's where we're going to start having a problem. As of February 2021, more than 2,800 incidences of discrimination have been reported since the pandemic began. The Asian community has a long history with racism in this country dating back well before the beginning of the pandemic. Members of the community are understandably becoming increasingly concerned for their safety. The sharp rise in racism directed towards the Asian community is a symptom of the way the COVID-19 pandemic was covered during the initial outbreak, including with the virus being dubbed as the Kung Flu and the Kung Flu and Chinese virus. This prompted the World Health Organization to issue guidance encouraging people to avoid geographic association with and continue to use COVID-19. Our community is certainly being targeted and being blamed for COVID. And certainly anti-China, anti-Chinese, and anti-immigrant climate under the former President Trump didn't help the situation. Cynthia Choi, co-executive director of Chinese for the Affirmative Action. Again, Chinese for Affirmative Action is not a motherfucking group that is going for affirmative, that really wants it. They want to end affirmative action. That's one thing I want to point out. All right, Eleanor, you have a good evening. Okay? All right? Now, pay attention. This is the last part on this little piece. There's been a recent surge in shocking attacks in San Francisco against elderly Asian Americans. One attack included, I can't say his name, so I don't want to fucking just mangle his fucking name. It's spelled Vicha. Last name spelled Ratanapakdee. An 84-year-old Thai man who was charged at, knocked to the ground, and ultimately killed. Okay? His daughter-in-law, has since spoken out, calling out the racism she's experienced. Again, pay attention to this shit real quick. When people saw me because I'm Asian, they blame me that I bring the COVID to this country. In a nearby neighborhood, 91-year-old, and this is Yahya Muslim attack right here, of the 91-year-old man, 60-year-old man, and the 55-year-old woman, all Asian, all but one are Asian descent. I want to make that very clear. Two of them were Asian. The last one, it was of Latino descent. His last name was Diaz. Okay? Were also violently pushed by an attacker. Again, leaving them injured. If you saw this older gentleman, this gentleman right here, when he was attacked, if you saw the video, somebody ran across the street, like basically football tackled him and smashed him against the wall. The guy dropped. Okay? And he ended up dying from his injuries. The more and more you read about these attacks, they actually act as if these people were quite literally beat to death. The fact of the matter is they weren't. The three individuals that we were talking about when we were talking about Yahya Muslim, on his case, he pushed them. Didn't hit him, didn't talk to him, didn't continuously punch him to take him down to the ground, didn't try to rob him, didn't call him any racial slurs, just pushed him. All three of his victims were strictly pushed. They were not beat, as this article tries to act like that's what happened. Okay? Again, I'm going to show you a fucking Twitter account. Okay? It's called Diversity United. It's Twitter. It's on Twitter. It's called Diversity United. There it is right here. This is the group. This is the Twitter group. This is a Twitter group out of San Francisco. Okay? I want you to pay attention to this. Watch this. Again, if you look at all of these crimes, they're trying to aim it towards black folks. But here's the video. Here's the video.
Are you up against the car? Are you up against the car? Do you seem harassing me right now? I'm sorry. No one's gonna pay attention to you. Because you're dumb and you're a stupid blue Asian haired girl. Okay. Yeah. Hey. Fuck you. Are you serious? Fuck you. What? I was literally just standing here. Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. You know, hey, I can record you dumb bitch. Okay. I can record you too. I can record you. Hey, you see how stupid you are?
Again,
get the fuck out of here, you idiot.
this is a white man that is literally using racial epithets to harass an Asian female. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention to this because I'm going to show you guys something. Okay? This is an Asian dude that's actually speaking. Okay? He did a TikTok and he was yelling and screaming in his TikTok, acting like a fucking nut. But watch.
Are human. You know, our issues and the concerns of our community matter. You know, and we're sick and tired of being invisible and ignored in our country. And we're tired of only being brought up to wedge us against other, minorities. So, right now, it's just the time for us to all come together because the all marginalized communities combined are the majority.
It's horrific.
And what's so funny about that, he's saying that on the news, but here, would y'all like to see him in his let me see. Where is it at? I'm gonna find his account real quick. I know I have it. Hold on real quick. All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull it up because it's important because he wasn't talking all that fucking we're all minorities and blah 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 blah. He wasn't talking all that shit before. Okay? That shit is something new on TV where he's trying to save face. Okay? But I'm gonna pull him up real quick. Give me a second. I apologize. I thought I had it set up, but it kind of reset. So I apologize, but I'll get it. Don't trip. And if you want to come up here, you're more than welcome to come up here. All you got to do is tell me that you're on here and I will let you up. Don't trip. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this narrative is going to start becoming a very big narrative. Black folks going after Asian folks in racist attacks. And that narrative is just not true. And I will give some caveats. And I will acknowledge a few things, but I want to make sure people understand why these things are happening. It's a very simple thing of why it's simple to understand if you know stats and you understand them. I really want to see this shit because it's really funny where that dude was talking all that, you know, us as a minority, we're getting split against each other. Yeah, you wasn't talking all that shit before. Jesus Christ, I thought this motherfucker was closer to my motherfucking... I have to go through down all these fucking lists. You know what? I'm going to have it set up. I'll play it tomorrow. Because I'm not going to keep on going through. I thought it was at the top of my fucking list. And apparently it's not. So, since it's not at the top of my list, yeah, it's not at the top of my list. So I'm not going to look through this. I'll play it tomorrow, though. I promise I'll have it. I'll play it tomorrow. All right. So since it's not there, I'm just going to get back to this part. Okay. Oops. There it is. Bang. All right. So here is, watch this. All right. So this is Yahya Muslim video. I want y'all to see it. Watch it again. Watch it one more time. Here. Let it soak in one more time. All right. I want you to pay attention to that because that's what he did. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you the person who posted this. There's been cases of another Asian grandfather being attacked in Oakland, USA. Apart from the late Thai grandfather, help each other push the tag Justice for Vicha and hashtag Asians are human in order to campaign that these events will not happen again with Asians, and no matter what race in the world, no one should be racist. Again, he doesn't go around calling these dudes racist names. He just came by and pushed them. And as disgusting as it is, that's not racist, Asian people. Sorry to break your heart. Okay? Again, another caption. Okay? Racism ain't fun. Let's abolish it. Okay? 89-year-old Chinese American woman set on fire in New York. Report: Sam's Club stabbing suspect, the white passing Mexican, okay, was Chinese infecting people with the coronavirus. All of these charges are all international. I showed you them earlier. This was the one in New York. Again, they don't have the full story, but they're already saying all of these things are racism. And don't get me wrong, I'm not claiming that none of them are racist acts. But what I'm saying is they're basically saying any attack that's put on Asian people by anyone is racist. And this is just not true. Just because you're Asian and a crime is committed against you by another group, that's not racist. Okay? And I'm going to prove that shit too. All right? They're starting to drop a hashtag Asian Lives Matter. Okay? Asian Lives Matter is the new hashtag that they're trying to push. Okay? Where's the other one? I want to read another one too. And this is really quick because I need y'all to pay attention that you don't get to fucking just say that shit. Because the fact of the matter is this. And let me touch on that when I'm ready, when I'm done. All right, watch this. More crime targeting Asian elder in Oakland. Okay? Enough is enough. Asians are human. Hate is a virus. Inferring that this crime, which was clearly a robbery, was racist. It had racist intention. Watch it. It's going to start all over. They're claiming that was racist. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to fucking put this out there and I hate to fucking burst your bubble, but guess what? It's not racist. That's just called a fucking crime. Okay? You want to know why Asian older folks are being targeted by anyone? It doesn't matter what their fucking race is when it comes to fucking crimes such as robbery, theft, assault type shit. Because Asians in California tend to have a lot of cash on them. Especially older Asian people. They tend to have a lot of cash on them. They're targets because people know that they have cash on them. People target them because they know they have cash on them and they're less likely to call the police. It's not racist. That's just somebody fucking saying, I don't want to get caught and this is the best target in order to get like away with the crime. Okay, now watch this. These are two Asian people videotaping this. See, that's a black dude fighting with a black girl and a white woman.
What was that? Did he push that lady? Should I call the cops? Yeah. Did he push the lady? Yeah. Off the scooter?
Now, watch this. I'm going to let this keep on playing.
There's no license on it. She's upset. She's upset, yeah. Did he push her? I missed it. Holy shit. Yeah. And stay away from the notice.
Now, I'm going to play all of this stuff tomorrow. Okay? Yeah, sir, China is asshole. Yeah, we're not doing that shit. All right? We're not going to do that shit at all. All right? I want y'all to pay attention to a few things in this video. When this black dude was in the black woman face and when he was in the white woman face, they didn't say shit. As soon as, because it's a couple, and I believe they're both Asian or one of them's Asian and one of them's white. Okay? As soon as he goes and he attacks the Asian person that was on the bike, and I admit that what he attacked her. They was like, should we call the police? They weren't trying to call the police to try to fucking make sure that the black woman was safe. They wasn't trying to call the police to make sure the fucking Asian woman, the white woman was safe. It was only after he hit the fucking Asian woman where now they felt, hey, let's call the police. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. Because here's the thing. If you watch it and you listen to it, you can clearly hear he's yelling at these two women and somebody else off screen. We have to assume that it was the Asian lady. She jumps on her bike. He goes over there, whacks her. Not saying it's right, not justifying it. But again, I want y'all to pay attention to this shit. She falls down on the ground. She starts talking some more. He turns around, basically probably says something in the line of, keep on talking, I'm going to whoop your ass again. I'm going to sock you again. Okay? Now, there's so many problematic things in this video, but I want to read one thing because he ran over when she was trying to ride off. He hit her once and he went right back to his car. And I want to read, okay, the claim, okay? It said, this incident happened on January 19th. Until now, I still can't catch the villain. The villain being the black guy, the villain, the criminal, the thug. Okay? So, it said, then what was that I didn't know? He ran and punched him in the head until he fell, implying that he kept on punching the dude until he fell off the bike when he only hit him one time. Again, there's a demonization, trying to act like more happened than actually happened. Calling black folks thugs and demons and shit like that. Okay? Oh, here it is. I found the TikTok. Found it. Watch. Here's another TikTok of,
please share this video. The Asian community needs your help. A 91-year-old Asian American man was pushed to the floor, and police have not found the suspect still. And in the same week, 83-year-old Ratana Pakdi was pushed to the floor and later passed away. Then the 61-year-old man had his face slashed in half. Those were just a few examples of hate crimes against Asian Americans in recent weeks.
and it's actually, here's the problem. Those are quite literally the only 3 that you could try to call hate crimes, but they had no actual information. The problem with this is this. These are not truly the hate crimes. The hate crimes are the white dudes that are standing up, literally calling them names, telling them that they brought China flu to them and all this other bullshit. The hate crime is them people randomly just throwing fucking oil on them and calling them China flu and calling them gooks and calling them this and calling them that. Those are the hate crimes. Randomly hitting somebody, randomly pushing somebody, as despicable as shitty as that is, it's not a hate crime. If somebody was to walk up to me as I'm walking down the street and push me onto the fucking ground, not say a word to me, just push me onto the ground and then keep on walking, and then push other people on the ground, okay, that's not a hate crime. That's just a fucking assault. And it's a dick move, but it's just assault, okay? They're trying to frame these crimes as hate crimes. None of them. They have found all 3 of the people who did all 3 of these crimes within fucking a week. Within a week. None of them has been charged with a hate crime. Not one. Not a single one. You know why? One of them was having a mental fucking breakdown, a mental episode. One of them fucking was just targeting whoever the fuck was there, and he admitted he was just targeting whoever the fuck was there. And the other one fucking in San Jose, it was a robbery. The man who got sliced on his face, that was the dude in New York. One of them was a robbery, and one of them, the dude that got sliced in his face, he was actually in a verbal altercation with somebody. They weren't calling them names. They were basically telling each other to fucking get up off of them on the subway. And the dude sliced them. It's just an assault. He didn't call him no racial names. He didn't call him any racial epithets. He didn't do none of that shit. He just sliced them for fucking the verbal argument. This last person, as you can clearly see right there, grandmother, 64, robbed $4,000 in cash. It was a robbery. These are not crimes. These are not racial crimes. These are not racism crimes. And when you have people from other minority groups that go off and they try to fucking act like these are all racial crimes, we have a problem. Not only this, but there were other crimes that were actual racial crimes that should have been promoted but weren't. All the crimes that this guy just promoted were all crimes that were committed, coincidentally, by black folks. A total of 4 crimes. A total of 4 crimes. Okay? The attempted murder charges, a Mexican white dude. Another one that was fucking actually attacked, white dudes. All these other ones, most of them are white folks that are doing this shit. Spitting on them, white folks. This is facts. You can look up all the fucking crimes. Look up all 2,800. They're all white folks. The true hate crimes are by white folks. They're pushing a narrative that black folks are fucking are doing this, robbing them based on race. Cutting them just based on race. For no other reason, just racism. Okay? This is not true. It's just not true. And they keep on fucking replaying the same 4 things. The same 4 crimes. Why are they recycling the same 4 crimes when they got a fucking Mexican in there that really tried to kill a fucking 6-year-old and a fucking, what was he, a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old and a fucking their parent? You have spilled the blood of human. They're not talking about that Mexican. They're not talking about the white boy that stabbed fucking Asian dude. Stabbed him while calling him the goop China virus motherfucker, some shit like that. Not talking about that one. They keep on replaying these 4 crimes because they were specifically black. Specifically. All right? Also, they're also bringing up the fact that there's been 20 times more robberies in the Bay Area China communities than there were from last year. 20 times more that's happening this year or during 2020 than the year before that. And in a lot of the articles that you find, they keep on saying 20 times higher, 20 times higher. There's a reason, because when you say 20 times higher, that sounds really fucking high. It's like, oh shit, that's so fucking high. Okay? Or they'll say a 2,000% increase. But here's the key to it. All right, bro, good night, Abyss. But here's the key point to it, is this. The year before the 2,000% increase, or the 20 times more, how many robberies did they report? And that's the key. The previous year, there was only one robbery. So 20 times more means there was 20 robberies. 20. 20. You see when they say 20 times or 2,000% increase in robberies, these are called misnomers. These are things that will make you say, oh, that's clearly racism. The narrative is lies. Total lies. And here's the thing, people. I'm not against the Asian community. I'm not saying the Asian community is anything. But what I will not do is I will not stand by while Asian folks try to demonize black bodies and black folks and make it look like black folks are intentionally targeting fucking Asian people, not because they keep a lot of cash, or not because fucking they're easier targets technically, because an old lady versus young people, of course, that's going to be an easy target. But because they were fucking Asian, and black people don't like Asian people, and black people are strictly doing this shit because they're just racist and they hate Asians. No, you're a crime of convenience. That's what you are. Asian community, I hate to break this shit to you. You're a crime of convenience. You have a lot of money. Usually you're fucking with your old folks, let your old folks do whatever the fuck they want, and they carry around a large amount of cash. Same with your fucking businesses when you guys get robbed. Sorry to break your fucking heart. You guys love cash. Cash money. Now, I could be a fucking dick and then fucking say something that's really prejudiced right now by saying something like, you fucking deal in a lot of cash because you don't like to pay your taxes. But I'm not going to go there because that's just not true. But if you were accusing white people of the racist behavior that they're clearly doing on you, instead of trying to call out black folks, that's exactly what they would say to you. But instead of putting the blame where the blame actually belongs, you're putting the blame on black folks. Again, demonizing black folks. This is a problem. And this problem and I'm going to go into depth tomorrow. I'm going to go into depth with this. I got the crime statistics. I got the peer review from Pew. Okay? I got all the numbers. And they're hyper exaggerated to make it look like black folks are going into Asian communities just to fucking, hurt them just because they're Asian. Just because they're Asian. And that's not what's going on. This is false. It's not true. And it needs to be corrected. I actually took a lot of shit on TikTok for it. Because I'm going to call it out. And when I call it out tomorrow, I'm also going to be doing some TikToks for it. Because the fact of the matter is, this narrative cannot be pushed. This narrative is not the best narrative to have as black folks. We're already dealing with so much. We cannot allow people to just put narratives of we're being racist towards Asian people out on the street when it's not true. It's just genuinely not true. Okay? Now, my caveats are this. Are there racial tensions between Asian and black people in this country? Yes. Absolutely, there is. I don't deny that. Are there cases where black folks are prejudiced against Asian folks? Yes. Just like there's a lot of fucking goddamn motherfucking Asians that are prejudiced and fucking bigoted towards black folks. Yes. Goes both ways. All right. Do black folks commit assaults against Asian folks? Yeah. Do Asian folks commit assaults to black folks? Yeah. Okay. So Asians, stop pushing the narrative that black folks are out here just trying to motherfucking kill you and committing racist acts against you when, sorry to break your fucking heart, they're not racially motivated. The crimes that are being committed against you are motivated by money. The crimes that are being committed against you are motivated by you being an easy target, your elderly being easy targets, and all of you guys going around carrying a whole lot of cash. Not because you're Asian, and not because anybody fucking thinks you have the coronavirus. Are there those few outliers? Yeah. In the black community? Yeah. Very small numbers. Very, very small numbers. So what I'm going to do is for now, I'm going to make sure that I want y'all to try to be here tomorrow. Make sure you try to be here on time, because I'm going to be putting out a lot of information tomorrow to make sure that y'all understand that these narratives are false. I do not deny that black folks are probably committing robberies in the Asian neighborhoods at a higher rate. And a lot of black, I don't know about your guys' city, but I know you can find this in California. Go to your Chinatown and look at who is besides your biggest Asian community. Right? So if you have like a little Saigon, a little Korea, a little Chinatown, or, whatever, where are they usually located? Go think about this shit and come back and tell me. Are they in closer proximity to white people? Or are they in closer proximity to motherfucking black folks or Mexican folks? And what you'll find that they're actually closest to black folks. And what do we know about crime? Crime is about proximity. Crime is based upon location. I've kept on preaching this shit to y'all. I keep on trying to tell y'all, explain to y'all, crime ain't got shit to do with motherfucking race. Crime has everything to do with your location and where you are. And then how broke the neighborhood is. And when you put those two things, i.e. Asian folks tend to deal in a lot of cash. Asian folks tend to have older folks that tend to have a lot of cash on them. And you put in proximity to that, what is that? It's not a hate crime. That's called a crime. It's just a crime. And just because motherfucking black folks or Latino folks or even white folks commit regular crimes against you, that doesn't make it a hate crime. What makes it a hate crime is when you actually attack somebody because of their race. A hate crime is quite literally calling them racial epithets. You're not trying to rob them. You're trying to hurt them, scare them, or kill them. Because why? Race. And race alone. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that China flu. I don't like that ching chong. I don't like that you feeling the rest. And then you're attacked, killed because of that reason and that reason only. When you've been targeted by police, that's more of a racist situation, even though that rarely happens. Okay? Because you're an easy target does not mean it's a racist targeting. Don't get those two things twisted. So Asian folks need to stop pushing the narrative of the thug black guy who's fucking robbing us and, pushing us and playing the knockout game and all this other fuckboy bullshit because we're Asian you're out your fucking mind. Stop that shit. That shit's a lie. You guys are lying, man. So with that being said, tomorrow I'm going to do the scope. Okay? Tomorrow I'm going to do the scope and I'm going to back up all these claims. I've already got half of it done already. And I'm going to prove it. I got the numbers to prove it. I don't need to make shit up. Okay? And again, these are hate crimes, not racist crimes. These are hate crimes, bigoted crimes, prejudice crimes. These are not fucking racist crimes. Stop that shit. Learn what racism is. All right? So with that being said, I will talk to you guys at another time tomorrow. Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you, Sasha. I will be back on tomorrow night. Hopefully Petty will be free and we'll be able to do the show together tomorrow. But we're going to talk about this definitely. I'm definitely going to be talking about this. This is really, 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 really important. Because this narrative has got to be nipped in the bud real quick, fast, in a hurry. Because I promise you, if it's not nipped in the bud, what's going to happen is it's going to be pushed, and that's all you're going to see for the next three to 6 months. Think I'm playing? Watch, you'll see. It's already started over here, and it will be moving east. And you will see. All of you guys will see. All right? Right around 7 p.m. West Coast time. I'm in California. I'm in California, so remember that. So 7 p.m. West Coast time, between 7 and 8 p.m. West Coast time. That's when we'll start tomorrow. You know what I mean? I always try to get as close to 7 as possible, but between 7 and 8. All right? So I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. We're going to get into this shit. We're going to get into the demonization of black men, black women. We're going to get into, what is racism? How do you know that a crime is a hate crime or a racist crime? We're going to break those shits down, and we're going to make sure people understand that there are underlying things. Yes, can somebody be racist and rob you? Yeah, absolutely. But that's not how it's judged by juries and judges in a court of law. Right? And this is the reason why none of these motherfuckers have yet to get fucking hate crimes added to their shit. Just gonna point that shit the fuck out. So pay attention, man. Don't be fooled by this shit. I'm gonna get into this shit deep tomorrow. I'm gonna start early and we're gonna get into this shit. All right. So with that being said, stay up, stay real, stay black, stay doing your thing. Make sure you don't get fooled by this bullshit media of black folks is going around murdering and assaulting Asian folks just because fucking we think y'all got corona or some shit. Because by that same logic, there better be an uptick in South African white folks getting beat the fuck up out here. By that same logic, you see how dumb that shit sound? Just saying. Pay attention. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great night. I'll be back tomorrow, Friday, for the fish fry. Next Friday, or this Friday, tomorrow. And we're going to do it big. All right? Stay up, stay real. Stay do your motherfucking thing. Go out there, watch a movie. You know what I mean? If you got HBO Max, Judas, the Judas movie about fucking Fred Hampton's out. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. But that's out. There's a couple good docs that just came out on motherfucking Netflix. Go out there and, catch up on some of your favorite shows, man. You already know what it is. I'm out of here.